I'm extremely happy to deliver this address at the third edition of the BFSI Innovation Tribe Summit and Awards and share my thoughts in the context of technology-enabled innovations, continuously disrupting, shaping, and reshaping the banking and the financial sector. The theme of the summit, Bridging Asia's FinTech, Ideate, Innovate, and Disrupt, and the time is appropriate to discuss some ideas at this juncture. Powered by new technology and digital processes, banks and financial institutions are leveraging them to offer customers better and alternative ways of banking. Here are some questions which come to my mind immediately. With technology continuously evolving and developing, are we ahead of the curve? Or are we playing catch up? And by the time we are there, we have lost another opportunity. This is especially crucial with fintechs that have tech-savvy talent with ideas for developing digital solutions that offer customers better choices as well as experiences. Here again, are we as a sector flexible and nimble-footed enough to leverage and benefit from these innovations? Given the fast-changing technology ecosystem, I have organized my thoughts today on some of the key areas and issues that we need to turn our focus on so as to enable and derive benefit for the financial sector. Primarily, FinTech stands for financial technology and encompasses technology-enabled financial innovations. These innovations could come right from startups led by idea-driven millennials or big techs, or even from established financial institutions, and contribute to improving the financial services value chain. In this context, it is heartening to note that fintechs have evolved in a significant way in the last 3 to 5 years. In this short span, they have not only moved from the nascent stage and grown rapidly, improving and expanding their offerings, but also in spurring change across the entire financial service landscape, thereby reshaping the future of finance. Fintechs are striving to not just make financial services more accessible to consumers, thereby opening up newer possibilities to achieve universal financial inclusion. They are also connecting customers to a new digital world that is more efficient, economical, and provides enhanced experiences. The fintechs are no mere disruptors or challengers, as they are now increasingly offering credible propositions. So it is incumbent upon us to collaborate and work together with them. A recent global survey by EY Global FinTech Adoption Index 2019 states that globally adoption of FinTech has moved steadily upward from 16% in 2015 to 64% in 2019. The survey ranks India first, jointly with China, in terms of FinTech adoption, with an adoption rate of 87%. It is also reported that there are as many as 2,174 fintech startups in India as of June 2020. These numbers clearly mean that we are on the right track and we have it in us to emerge as the epicenter of innovation in financial technology. On the topic of igniting innovation, my next set of queries are the following. In which areas does banking in particular and financial sector in general require innovation? What are the areas that have gaps and scope for improvement? Which are the new areas that the sector needs to respond and adapt to? And which are the areas that require forward thinking? These answers are not easy, but the questions are a good point to start from. Today, largely banks and financial institutions manage the complete cycle of monetary transactions. As technology changes the way we interact and transact, P2P lending is certainly a novel method which cuts the need for financial intermediation by banks and financial institutions. These platforms connect borrowers with individual lenders who come together to meet the borrower's loan requirements. The success of P2P lending depends upon smartphone penetration, the attraction of risk-taking lenders, the robustness of the platform's credit risk analytics, authenticity of identity, and detection of fraudulent activities. While this is certainly a controlled growth phase in the market, all eyes will be on this market to see if it can evolve with better algorithms, to become the next big disruption in the financial services industry as it offers solutions with the right mix of convenience and cost. Mobile phones are increasingly becoming synonymous with our bank for many of us, now carry out banking transactions through our mobiles. And a bank is as good as its app. There is a race to build a super app for payments that can combine multiple purposes and enable the user to carry out many tasks. With customers increasingly relying on smartphones for their transactions, mobile payments is another area where there is much scope of innovation. While we do so, we need to remember that the generation next or the millennials prefer transacting through their mobiles. For them, the digital wallet is simply their wallet. Technological innovations are also making switching between banks easier, and the frequency of such switching will only increase as millennials keep raising their bar of expectations. A recent research has found that 1 in 3 millennials in the US are open to switching banks in 90 days, and a similar proportion believe that they will not even need a bank in the future. We need to continuously innovate and offer better value to attract and retain a generation that is growing up alongside cutting-edge technology and attractive startup brands. The digital channels give us a lot of data, and this will only increase as hyperconnectivity spreads its wings. Data will not only come from computers and smartphones, but also from other touchpoints such as wearables, cars, shopping malls. These will be enabling banks and financial institutions to glean behavioral patterns behind consumer decisions. The Internet of Things, made up of data analytics, communication networks, and sensor technologies, will provide us a more customer intelligence than ever before. Can we use this customer intelligence to better anticipate consumer expectations and demands than we do today and come up with products and services to meet them? Significant developments are afoot in the areas of artificial intelligence alongside machine learning, pattern recognition, robotic process automation, and cloud computing. These developments hold out much promise for the banking and financial sector, especially in reducing costs and shifting certain complex activities and risks to sophisticated machines. With bots likely to take over many activities currently being done by us, we need to prepare for an era of talented and demanding customers and thinking machines. In a future that will be defined by all-pervasive technology and probably machines that are a step ahead of us, it goes without saying that cybersecurity will be a major risk that the banking and financial sector will have to combat on a 24/7 basis. That our big technology initiatives rely on third-party vendors in a time when payments happen or conclude through fitness devices mean that we have no option but to ensure that there are no weak links. These, all of you know, is easier said than done. For there are geeks chipping away round the clock to find and exploit a chink in our armor. So what do we do to find our Suraksha Kavach? Let me talk a little bit about the enabling ecosystem. The Reserve Bank has been drawing up the best talent to develop an enabling ecosystem for innovations in banking technology. The recommendations of the Working Group on FinTech and Digital Banking and the High-Level Committee on Deepening Digital Payments have set the tone for the sector. These reports, inter alia, lay stress on the following aspects. Banks and regulated entities are encouraged to collaborate with fintech and startups to improve their customer experience and operational excellence, and also consider undertaking fintech activity in areas such as payments, data analytics, and risk management. Pivoting the ecosystem for issuance of acceptance, which is the key to deepening the digital payments in the country. Given the continuously evolving technology scenario, it's absolutely essential requirement for the financial sector to foster an ecosystem that enables innovation and ensures that we always remain ahead of the curve. In fact, we should invest and aim to have an ecosystem that develops technologies that can go global and can be considered for internationalization. And how do we go about achieving this target of continuously raising the bar for technological innovation? One of the first steps I would urge is a tilt towards applied research to find solutions for practical technology problems of the present and that are likely to arise in the future. Secondly, we need to invest big in innovation. Many banks and financial institutions do fund fellowships, and have also set up institutes to carry out research and development. While fellowships are far and in between to make adequate impact, the institutes have largely turned into training colleges. We need to reinvent and make these places the centers of innovation that are bubbling with energy and overflowing with ideas. In fact, I would strongly advocate that every bank have an innovation lab staffed with the best possible talent who do not work to meet deadlines but are driven enough to raise the bar continuously. Taking the lead, the Reserve Bank in its monetary policy statement in August 2020 announced that it will be setting up the RBI Innovation Hub to promote innovation across the financial sector by leveraging on technology and creating an environment which would facilitate and foster innovation. This hub will collaborate with the financial sector institutions, technology and industry institutions, and coordinate efforts for exchange of ideas and development of prototypes related to financial innovations. IDRBT is expected to have a key role in this innovation hub, with the institute being represented in the recently created governing council of the hub. Incidentally, IDRBT has organized both the Payments and Settlement System Innovation Contest on behalf of RBI in 2016 and 20, thereby identifying the best innovations in the area of payment and settlement systems. The Institute also organizes the IDRBT Banking Application Contest every year to provide an opportunity for the country's next gen to showcase its talent. The RBI Hub, Innovation Hub, is expected to identify new potential capabilities, opportunities, and threats in technology and effectively leverage them, create viable products and services that can provide a customer convenience, cost savings, efficiency, optimization, transparency, and risk reduction. In my view, some of the activities of the Hub that could engage in providing an impetus may include the following: idea generation through internal exploration and engagement with external academic, commercial, and government groups; idea development through technical investigations, prototypes, demos, and experimentation; conducted hackathons, thematic innovations, contests for wider design options to speed up innovation process. Initially, the themes could be CBDC, that's the central bank digital currency, payment and settlement systems, RegTech, SupTech, financial inclusion, accessibility, and AI-based solutions for fraud and risk management. The IDRBT has been playing a catalytic role in enabling and leveraging innovations in technology for the benefit of the Indian banking and financial sector. The Institute's state-of-art research centers at the frontier areas of analytics, cybersecurity, mobile banking, affordable technologies, cloud computing, payment systems, and 5G are engaged in carrying out cutting-edge applied research and experimental development. Research work is also on in emerging areas of machine-to-machine automated micropayments and related areas such as Internet of Things and artificial intelligence. We are also exploring technologies and standards for multi-language support, speech to text to speech, in payment systems as well as offline payments. Research principles for online dispute resolutions and predicting payment frauds, testing approaches for resilience of distributed systems and its application to payment systems, studying the security of QR code payments are some of the other areas that our teams are currently engaged in. With a view to ensure that there are concerted, impactful efforts in these areas, the Institute is actively collaborating with premier institutions in India, including the IITs and those abroad. Another initiative that is significantly contributing to the improvement of systems and standards in banking technology is the Institute's forums. The Institute has 4 forums: the CIO Forum, the Chief Information Officers Forum, the Chief Information Security Officers Forum, the Chief Analytics Officers Forum, and the FinTech Forum, which meets twice a year. These fora have participation from almost all public and private sector banks. The common technology issues faced and likely to come up are deliberated in these fora, and common solutions are arrived for all stakeholders. Banks are busy organizations and bankers are very busy people. This means their focus primarily is on resolving immediate problems and meeting the targets. While this approach may stand us in good stead for the present, the rules of the game may change before we realize. So we must take time off to ideate, think, evaluate the changes happening and the new technologies that are coming in and prepare for the future. With a rapid pace in technological evolution, this ideating cannot be done just once in a while. It has to be a built-in as a necessary core area for focus, especially for top managements. Let me conclude by stressing that we all must work together and build an enabling ecosystem that's the springboard for converting mere possibilities into probabilities that will not only address our present, but also the future requirements. And it should make banking exciting and fun for the millennials who are our customers of tomorrow. And not to forget, we must budget for failure. Let's make many more 1,000 geeks bloom in a valley of ideas. I also pray that you and your family members stay safe in this long battle against the pandemic. Thank you very much.